Hello and welcome to another video. This is a question that I get asked quite a lot on stream, but also once in YouTube comments, which is, hey, I've noticed sometimes when you write triple-quoted strings, you sometimes put a backslash as the first character in them. What's up with that? And I'm here to show you why. So let's jump into that. I'm not gonna lie, the main reason that I did this before was actually a different reason, but we'll get to the main reason second, because it's kind of silly now that I have a text editor that works better. But the reason that I still do this is for particular whitespace control, and I'll show you the difference in that here. So, well, I guess I'll show you what people were talking about first off. So, when you make a triple-quoted string literal, you kind of have free form to type text, and you can see that, you type this triple-quoted string literal, and it turns into, a string. Now, sometimes I will put a backslash as the first character. This is, I think, the only place in Python that I actually think escaping the new line makes sense. I think this is the only time that I escape new lines in Python. I don't really do it for statement continuation. I usually use parentheses instead. But anyway, so let's say that I start this one with a backslash, and we do foo, and then bar, and then end that triple-quoted string, and we'll do the same with this, but we won't put a backslash here. So we do foo, and bar, and triple-quoted string. Now, these will actually create two separate strings, and what this backslash is doing here is it's saying, don't include this new line character as part of the string. So if we look at X, you'll see that it does not start with backslash n, backslash n being, the escape sequence for a new line. Whereas Y has a backslash n at the beginning. Now, most cases this is unimportant, but one particular case that this becomes important is if you're writing out code to a file. And I've actually grabbed an example here from PyTest where I am opening up, or I'm, there's a bunch of cases in this particular test file where they're writing out code to the file. And sometimes PyTest tests will assert the particular line where an error occurred or stuff like that. This particular test doesn't do that. It just checks that, all the tests pass or whatever. And so in that case, it's kind of important to note where the line ends up. This string here actually contains a new line at the beginning, and so when it writes out to the file, it looks a little bit different. You'll end up with a file that has a blank line and then starts this code here. It actually gets dedented as well. That's kind of a magical part about this make_pyfile function. But you'll have this extra blank line of the file, and putting a backslash here will remove that extra blank line. So I often find that it's easier to match line to line where the code gets written out. So I find that, in that case, the backslash is nice. But the actual silly reason that I got into this habit in the first place was because the text editor I was using, as well as Vim, struggled with this as well. But the text editor that I used to use, Nano, I'm using this little backslash here to turn off the aliasing, because I actually have Nano alias to Babby. I picked out a particular line number from 4. Yeah, so Nano kind of struggled a little bit with highlighting triple-quoted strings, and so I would, enforce that kind of style on myself that I would put a backslash at the beginning of it, because yeah, you can see down here, like, it gets really confused about this here. But if you put a backslash at the beginning of the string, for whatever reason, that made the syntax highlighter a little bit more smart about these triple-quoted strings, and so I would, follow that pattern for these and make sure those all line up and highlight nicely. Yeah, a bit of a silly reason. This also makes Vim highlight them better as well, from what I've seen as well. But I don't have this problem in Babby, because Babby uses, a full grammar engine based on the one that's in Visual Studio Code. So I don't need this anymore. But anyway, cool question. Thank you for asking that. If you guys have additional stuff you want to see, leave a comment below or reach out to me on the various platforms. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.